them fucking...
Because if you just had a door, the water comes in one way and then it just holds there, and like if the wall's not strong.
And like you said, yeah, the movement of it...
If it's a bunch of sheetrock, then it's coming down.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, and wooden beams might...
Well, I don't know. Either way, the city came in and like years and years and years later did this to people's houses. They were so Build It Back was the company, and they were so fuck you, Build It Back.
So where did you have to stay while I did all this?
My mom, I was somewhere else. I was living in an apartment over there. Like I'm living a couple blocks away right now.
Yeah.
But my mom, like, she couldn't really like afford to go and rent a house for 4 people because I have 2 other little brothers and they were living here at the same time. She couldn't really afford that, so she went on, I think on Craigslist, and got a fucking trailer and put the trailer right here on the street and hooked up the water and like just lived like that for a long time. I forget how long, but she lived like that for a long fucking time while Build It Back like had this place like in between rebuilding it. It was fucked up. And yeah, they just basically like, raised the whole fucking thing, and that storm was crazy. I was telling you earlier, my friend was in the corner like a scared animal. My friend is scared of water, and I felt really bad because the water was like, let's say this is the window. The water was like 5 feet below the window of the second floor. It was high, and you could tell it was high too. It wasn't just like, so in the bottom floor was like up to here, right? But this fucking water outside the window in the street, since it was the street and it got to move around, it had fucking waves and shit. And we're right on the water here, and there's actual docks with my grandfather actually has a full dock where he rents out spaces to people, and all of those boats were in our front yard floating around. And in my house over here, the fucking boats were literally crashing into my house. And my friend from Alabama, hi Danny if you watch this, was scared to death because he's scared of water anyway. He's got just an aversion to it. But I was scared and I love the water. So he was really like, he's sitting there like, just, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? And me and his girlfriend are like, look, we're gonna, if the structure of the place starts to get all fucked, because my house was moving from the fucking water and the waves, and then the boat started crashing. So we were like, look, what we're gonna do? Look out the window. And he's like, okay, look out. Like, look, we're gonna go to this boat, and then we're gonna climb over to that boat, and then we're gonna climb over to that boat, and then we're gonna use that boat to get over to another house. And he was like, okay. He was like, we were like, that's all we got for you, man. We don't know even what we're gonna do, but that's our plan. And me and his girlfriend were like scared ourselves, but we had to be like confident because he was really like, he was sweating and shit. He was like, oh shit. It was scary, man. It was not cool. But then the city realized this was something that happened a little bit before, but especially afterwards, the city realized, oh, that place just totally floods out. Great place for Section 8 housing.
Oh, wow.
It's so much more Section 8 housing here now. It's so fucked up. And it really was like this weird influx in the last, like, whatever it's been, like 7 years or whatever. It had a lot more. This place,
Sandy was 2012, right?
Maybe 20. Yeah, maybe it was like 8 years ago. I don't know. Was it 2012?
I think so. Yeah, I think it had to be 2012.
Time is a fucking. I don't understand.
Yes, because I found it was actually a big ass street sign from the highway fell during the hurricane, and I took it home afterwards, and I had me and my brothers and sisters and our friends all sign it.
That's great.
And I think my sister wrote Sandy baby 2012 or something like that.
That's a great find. That's fucking awesome.
It's the North Conduit sign.
That's awesome.
It's like about that big, so I use it as a shelf in my closet because there was these 2 little rails, so I just put it on top of the rails, and now it's a shelf. That's great, dude. That's fucking. I love the random shit you find. But fucking that was a crazy thing that really kind of got like a couple years later. Most people were like, "Oh yeah, that happened." It was a weird kind of. You didn't notice that too, like. Oh shit! I've been recording this and I didn't put these things over here. Oh yeah.
These are kind of important. I don't even know if that whole part was on, but whatever.
I still have it.
Again,
It's the first time.
I don't know why you're even watching this. So.
First time's always messy.
Oh God, this shouldn't have even been this messy. It should have been like half this messy.
Does it go this way, that way, anyway?
That's the way.
Okay.
I'm sorry to you, but I'm not sorry to everybody else.
Yeah.
This is
you guys, if there are any of you.
Well, if there are, I mean, I know there's going to be one or two at least, and I honestly don't know why you're watching this.
If you're hearing this, you are the resistance.
Yeah. Oh God.
You don't know how important you are.
I told you I was watching or listening to old Opie and Anthony episodes. They go over this guy, I think he was an intern or something, that like made his own movie, and he sounded just like all these like extras that we were just talking about, where they're all like, they got the weird like delusion of grandeur, where they're like, they didn't do what you did with stand-up, where like, all right, how do we do this? Oh, let's learn how to do it first.
Yes.
And then maybe we'll end up doing this, and maybe we'll end up doing this. Yeah. No, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna try to imitate Hitchcock. This guy is talking about it like
definitely Bill Hicksed it. That's what he's doing.
100%, exactly. He was like, oh yeah, so, and Louis C.K. is like breaking down the movie for him, because he told us like, yeah, I'll give you an honest review. I'm a movie maker, and I'm an indie movie maker, and I'm a fan of indie movies, so I'm perfect for the thing. Mm-hmm. And he was like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you, because fuck you. Like, you wanted an honest opinion. This is it.
You got one.
You didn't care, and he's going off and off and off and off, and then finally the guy's like defending himself, and he's saying stuff like this, like, yeah, well, I did this because, well, like, Hitchcock had this idea of, like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, don't even mention him. Stop comparing yourself to, how dare you? How dare you? And then he keeps going, he's like, yeah, well, you know, you ever see Clockwork Orange? I mean, you know, they do this thing in the Clockwork Orange. He's like, how dare you? How fucking, that guy was a genius. He was a legitimate genius. You shouldn't even be mentioning him in reference to your movie, especially not comparing yourselves. And the guy's like, yeah, but, you know, I mean, well, you know, he just keeps going and going. Talking about the movie about Malcolm X, and like how he didn't do a lot of editing in that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry. Louis C.K. uses that movie. Wait, how did it go? Yeah, he used that movie. He's like, look, he tried to do what you're saying you're trying to do.
Yes.
But he was a good movie maker.
Yeah.
So, who's the guy who directed that movie?
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee.
Yeah.
He's like, Spike Lee cared. But he did a very bare bones, no cutting, nothing like that. What you're saying you're trying to do, he did it. You didn't do it. You just wanted to. And you didn't care enough to fucking do it. And man, this guy was just like all those background people were crazy.
Yeah,
like,
you meet the most delusional people.
Well, it's easy. It's easy to be.
We call it big time in someone when you try to talk yourself up, like how.
I've never heard that term, but okay.
Yeah, wrestling we call it big time. And
okay, yeah.
When they constantly name drop, they say, "Oh, well, I did this."
That's like half the show. Yeah.
That's basically what the background people do. They like the big time, make you think that they're important.
Sure.
And it's like you're here with me eating a fucking Nutrigrain bar. It's
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're legitimately just number 32.
You're not even union, just like
not even union.
You're not eating a good muffins.
You're not even on the first 20 on the call sheet. Those are the kind of important background, kind of.
You don't get first dibs at the cookies. No.
Don't even get the cookies. You don't remember those where it was just like one table was legitimately like just not. They were just better. It was just like, oh yeah, these people are better.
Yes.
And
they had
whatever we got.
They even had healthy options. I was like, oh, they have a juice over there.
Yeah. Exactly. Yo, that was
squeezing their own juice. I was like, what?
This was one of those things that
Capri Suns probably.
If that, yeah. No, not even Capri Suns.
Capri Suns are too good. Don't use the silver.
They have real juice in them too. It's like sold like that. Like, nah, we're gonna give it some high C or something. Like
you get RC Cola, buddy.
RC Cola.
So good enough for Tropical Fantasy. You get that RC.
Yeah, Tropical Fantasy it's got nutrition. It's got vitamin C and shit. Yeah. You don't.
Comes in a bottle.
Your background. You don't get vitamin C. You don't. Sorry.
Vitamin C is union only.
Union has a thing actually in every contract where they have to have 1,500 whatever's of vitamin C, and you're not union, so you don't pay your dues. You don't get your dues. You don't get. It's just. Oh, I'm sorry, how do I become union? Well, you just have to work as union. Oh, well, that sounds hard, but that's all I have to do. No, you have to do it 3 times.
Yeah, it's like it's a game.
Wait, I have to work as the thing I'm trying to get to 3 times? Okay. And then I get treated like a person? It's like, oh, okay.
I think I'm gonna become a cop after being a cop 3 times.
Honestly, it's
that's
like
how every job works.
If that would be crazy, because seriously, like if you think about it, that's like a perfect it's a metaphor for how we treat people in general in society. It's like, if you're that person, then yeah, you get treated like a person. Yes. But if you're not that person, you have a real hard time becoming that person.
Here's some oatmeal.
Yeah.
No water.
Yeah. It's like, and it's like, speaking of Louis C.K., he's one of those people who, like, if people knew his background of, do you know his background of being a Mexican and shit?
No, being a Mexican.
So his either grandfather or great grandfather, I think it was his grandfather, escaped Hungary. I think it was Hungary. Yeah, he's an Hungarian Jew. And he escaped Hungary during World War I. And he was like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna get out of here."
Yeah, he got there before the sequel came.
But that's what Louis C.K. said. He said he saw it was getting like iffy after World War I, so he got the fuck out of there and he went down to Mexico and became a Christian. And he's like has this whole bit about he got down there and the picture on his like ID is just like. Whatever his first name is,
from the Spanish name?
and then in religion when you go into like Ellis Lines, like what religion you are, it just says Catholic and it's a picture of him like. It's so funny. He's got a whole bit about it. It's great, but yeah, like that background of him moving into Mexico and then. Louis C.K. grew up in Mexico and like didn't speak English until he was like something, however old or whatever. And if people even knew that, he wouldn't have as much credibility with a lot of people.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you look at him as a successful white guy, it all like makes sense as America is. Yeah. He is where he is because he's talented as fuck. Yeah. He's a hard worker. He started literally as an open micer and just couldn't do anything else. He was like, I don't need to do this so much that I'll work on Conan and write for you. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, he worked on Conan?
He's the first comedian guest on Conan.
Oh, okay.
Because he was a writer.
Yes.
And so that's how he even got on the show as a guest, because he was like working for them. He wasn't even working as a comedian. He was working as a writer. So, yeah, but he was a comedian, and he started from the bottom. And that story is so rare. It's almost all your father's somebody else in the industry, and then you decide to be a comedian or you decide to be an actor. If just the story of his background was told, he would have a harder time. But no, I feel like it's just like the background tables of the union and the non-union. It's like, all right, so did you become union when you were 3 because your parents did the right paperwork for you because they started you when you were 1? Oh, no? Oh, well, that's too bad. Otherwise, you're going to spend the next 10 years of background work trying to get union. Or 40. Like, talk to the old guy who's been doing background for like 40 years, and he's like,
I'm retired and I do this now.
Yeah, I have 2 of my union slips. I just need my 3rd one.
Yeah. I have one from Jesus Speak Talk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, you're working unions. I was like, okay, cool. This is before they raised the minimum wage, so back then it was like, it's a big significant amount of money. It's almost double.
Dude, that's great, yeah. I was so happy when I got my union thing because I had long hair at the right time.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, I was lucky. I had long hair down to here, and for my age group and my look, there wasn't a lot of that, so I literally, it was on girls, and they were like, we'll give you your last 2. I had one, and they're like, we'll give you your last 2 for this day, and then you work 4 days. Yeah, I'm on that show I had some weird like Asian thing done to my hair with chopsticks in it and shit, and they wanted somebody they could do that to, and that's all the reason I got into the union.
A lot of hair for that.
Yeah, right now I'm not in the union. I haven't paid my dues, obviously. I don't fuck that. Be in the union for the pandemic. Like,
I had a little brother. He was acting when he was little, so I think he got it back.
No, I'm sure. Yeah, that's
why he's like a baby and like all this other stuff.
Yeah, well, that's why I say like most of those people are only child actors for one reason. It's either one of 2 reasons. Either their parents put them in there to make a little extra income and make them maybe some income for their college or something like that. You know, that group of people, and then either actors or just rich people doing it for their kids so that they don't have to have a job.
Yeah.
And that's the background tables of union table and then not union table. It's like, oh yeah, these people are the same fucking people.
Yeah.
Really, the people who are trying to get into the industry, these people literally, they get the better, like you said, they'll have a fucking juice option, a fresh juice machine, and then these guys have Skittles. Those are the two things you have. It's like, oh, a full table of like a commercial for a juicer. With all the fucking, there's kale and there's fucking fruits that you've never heard of on the table, and there's ginger and shit. And then the other one literally has candy.
He's like, hey, it'll turn into juice eventually.
Yeah. Good luck getting to that table, everybody. What the fuck is that? That's crazy to me. It's so crazy. And like I said, like I didn't even know the two tables were a thing. I thought that was just the better table.
Yeah, it was like,
so I always ate at it, and then I got in trouble.
Yeah, see, me, I just was like, I would sometimes just tell people, because I was like, wait a second, they're not checking.
I did that once. When I found out, I did it once, and it scared the shit out of me. I didn't want to get fired just to have an apple. Like, I was just like,
you don't know, someone might come and ask you a check. It's like, are you going to show, do you have to show a card or something?
Yeah, or they might see me later on set, and they might be like, this motherfucker just told me he was union, and he's standing at the back of the bar. What the fuck is that?
Then I realized no one's really monitoring anything, because there have been plenty of times I actually just went off set to a bar and got a drink.
Sure, yeah.
Someone once told me, I was like, hey, I have to use the bathroom, and the bathrooms downstairs were like kind of full and crowded. I was like, is any of the rest? Like, you can use a local McDonald's that's over there. I was like, all right, I went to McDonald's. Like, yeah.
Or the bar.
I was like, bar. I got a jacket. I went to use the bathroom. I was like, I don't want to just use your bathroom. I want to buy something. I got a jacket Coke. I stayed there for a while to drink it. Then I just came back. We were shooting Jessica Jones.
Oh, Jesus.
And I did that a few times. Matter of fact, I actually did it when we did the Deuce. I went and got a drink one time up there. There was a bar around there.
That was a great set. We worked on that for a long time. Yeah, like 20 days of work. It was fucking great.
That was like over, like, what is it? It was like a summer or
it was so fucking long. You remember they had do you remember they had the fucking prostitutes in the fur coats?
Yeah.
It was like 900 degrees out, and they were just like, every take, they're like,
They did get to go into the paddy wagon whenever it rained.
Oh, really? I was only there on a night when it never rained when I was there, but we were there for a night when they had simulated rain.
Oh, okay.
And everybody wanted to get into the simulated rain because then you got the pay bump, and it was like,
really?
you get
I would definitely
get like an extra $10 or whatever, and if you're union, you get an extra 20.
Like hazard pay and all that other stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff. And if it's in the middle of the night and they're putting water on you and. You get an extra pay for that shit, especially if it's in the winter. Oh my god, you get extra pay for that.
I had to be out one time for another set of these things called Wonderstruck, and I
was on that show.
You were on there?
Wonderstruck?
Yeah, it's like a movie.
Yeah,
it was on Amazon. Yeah.
I
had to do it one day, and it was kind of cold because it was just like.
Wait, hold on. You're not talking about the one with like Jennifer Aniston where they go to the. Because I was in the other one.
What was the other one?
There's one called Wonderstruck that I wasn't in. There was about like a commune and. Paul Rudd and Jennifer Aniston go to that.
One.
No, I wasn't in either. That's what I mean.
I was in the other one. Was it about like a book? Was it based off a book? And it's like half of it takes place in like the 20s. And
yes,
the other half,
that was it. Yes,
yeah. It's like a little girl in the 20s, and then she grows up being an old lady, and she's somehow connected to that boy.
Yeah, I loved the actress that was in it. I forgot her name. She was in. She was the old school porn star in Boogie Nights. You know that movie?
Yes, I do know that movie.
The one that like sleeps with them at first. The old school one, the redhead.
So she plays the old lady in this one.
Yeah, I think so. And I saw her in the flashback. I was in the 70s flashback for it, or whatever it was. The present tense 70s.
Yeah.
And I walked past her a bunch of times on the set.
We had to walk past a little boy that was in the movie.
Okay.
And it was supposed to be one of the hottest days of the year, because I think it was supposed to take place in 77. It
was
supposed to be one of the hottest days of the year, but it was late March.
Oh shit.
Either late March or sometime in April. And I had to have my shirt off. With tight jeans, and let's simulate sweat.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Spray you down with water.
Oh, man, that's weird.
Makes your muscles tense, so at least you got some good pictures.
Sure, yeah, that's a weird one.
Girls liked it.
Simulating sweat. Yes. Oh, God, at least they didn't be like, hey, do some push-ups. I did that on a set. On
to make you do push-ups to get
no, I did it on an indie set, and the other actor was looking at me like I was I'm getting my heart rate up. I'm getting sweaty from. We're supposed to be doing fucking farm work right now, and the other guy was like, I guess I'll do it with you. I was like, come on, yeah, do it with me. I like made him run around with me. I was like, come on, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. I won't say who that was because that's not exactly shining a great light on him, because he, like, if he was a legitimate, like, he would have got what I was doing. He asked me, he's like, why do that? I'm like, because it would make it realer. I don't know, we're doing farm work. Like, even the director was like, okay, yeah, if you want to. I'm like, yeah, I want to fucking do it. I'm not even sweating at all. Yeah. Supposed to be working for the last 6 hours on a farm. Like, I don't know. At least they didn't make you do that. Like, I did it on my own. But imagine somebody like on the Deuce, like
making us do.
What was the lead of the Deuce? Was his name?
Franco.
Yeah. Imagine Franco coming up to me and be like, "Look, man, I'm gonna be next to you. All right, I'm gonna be next to you, and if I'm all sweaty." You get where I'm going with this? Like, imagine, like, oh yeah, so you want some Vaseline and shit on me? Like, nah, man, let's do some push-ups. Like, wait, what? Yeah, come on, man. Come on, just do 400 push-ups real quick. Like, wait, what the fuck? Like, yeah, you have to be really sweaty. Like, I want you to go until you can't do it anymore. James Franco, I don't think I want to be on the set anymore. I don't want to be fucking... I almost kicked that motherfucker. I felt so... Oh, my God.
Why'd you almost kick him? How?
I was so worried I was going to get fucking... Oh, my God.
What'd you do?
Every time I think about it, I have this weird anxiety in my head because I thought I was going to get fired, and I really needed the job. I was so broke at the time. I was so, like... Really... And I was standing at the bar, and it was one of those days where we had a long... thing they were doing there was like a walk-up, so you have 19 extras who have to do the same walk, so you end up having 20 takes of it. So I'm standing there for like 3 hours, and I'm getting bored, and I start swinging my foot back and forth, and I like did one of those, like I felt a thing, and if I had hit him in the shin, I was doing it fast enough that it would have hurt him. It would have been like, so I do that. I turn around to say sorry because I think it's another extra, and it's James Franco, and he's like, not only is he a star, but he's like 6'2". He's like a tall dude. I'm like looking up at him, and I'm like, I am so sorry, and he just like, he was just like. Didn't even notice it happen, so he was like, whatever. But I was so built up, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get fired right now! Shit! Damn it! And I hear these stories of maybe he's kind of hard to work with and stuff, so like in my head, I'm already getting like put on the bus back to Manhattan, like...
The courtesy van?
Courtesy van. Like, James Franco's like, oh, yeah, don't put him on the courtesy van. Nah, you just give him directions, like, fuck this kid. And like, oh, it's all happening in my head as I'm saying sorry, and he's like, the fuck, I don't know what you're talking
about. He doesn't deserve the courtesy, man. He's not even good enough for
that. Oh, God, I was convinced that was what was going to happen. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus.
Fired by Franco.
You know what? It'd be a good story, right? I mean, if nothing else, it'd be a good story.
Kick to James Franco.
Yeah, I got off a set. I left a set once that this is such a stupid fucking... Oh my God, this is so stupid. I never even tell this story because it's so embarrassing. But I have a stalker, this woman who is convinced that we are soulmates, and I'm not even going to say any more than that because I don't... She's sick. She's got a problem, and she's doing background work apparently at the same time as me, and she gets put on the same set as me, and is like sitting at like a table like across the room, just sitting there just giving me the eyes and stuff, and like eventually she ends up coming up to me and like making a scene, and I walk away from her because I don't want to even be the other guy in an argument. You know what I mean? Like they'll kick you both out.
Even if you say nothing, they'll just see her argue with you, and it's the two of you now.
It's the two of you, exactly. Like, we don't know who started. We gotta get you both out. We got people to back you up right here, like no question. So I just walked away from her, and she's following me, yelling. And I wasn't in background that day. Get this, I was playing a fucking historical figure.
What?
What was it called? It was one of the old shows about the record industry. It was one of the ones that got canceled. Do you remember those shows that came out? One was Vinyl. We were both on Vinyl, right? Was that the one with Dennis Leary and his daughter was at the club?
No,
were you at the club for that?
Vinyl was it was another 60s, 70s one.
Then maybe that was the one that got kicked off. I left.
One that Mick Jagger produced.
Yeah, that was the one. No. This one, the other one that I'm thinking of was called Drug, Sex, and Rock and Roll or something like that. You remember that one on it was on like FX. It was Drug, Sex, and Rock and Roll, I think it was called.
I think I know what you're talking about, yeah. That one took place modern day or no?
No, it was an 80s, 70s kind of start of the record industry kind of thing. Not start, but the ampage of the 70s and 80s putting out this thing. Because Dennis Leary played like a 70s rock star, and his daughter was like a 80s rock star. So that was the other one that was out at the same time.
Yes.
That one kept going.
Yeah.
Vinyl got canceled.
Yes.
I was supposed to play the 70s porn star guy at a party. And I was on the fucking ticket. My name was actually on the fucking not even on the call sheet. I mean, like it was a role.
Like
I was gonna get a credit for it. Exactly. I was actually fucking so fucking. I could have just stayed, but I didn't want to see her the next day, and so I left the set.
Oh no!
I told the guy too. I wasn't rude about it. I didn't just disappear, but they kicked her off because she's literally following me yelling, and a guy, I think it was not even a PA. I think it was the assistant director, actually, the AD. I think it was. He saw it happening apparently, because once we got to the exit, he was standing there and he was like, "You outside," and he went to me. He was like, or the other way. He was like, I walked by first. He was like, "You go outside." You to her. He was like, "You're leaving." I saw what happened, and I'm standing. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad he saw what happened, because he saw me walk away and do the whole fucking trying to get away from her, and her just yelling. There's fucking 90 people in this room. Yeah. It's like one of those big like auditoriums. Oh, wow. I'm fucking trying to slink away from this yelling fucking crazy woman, and he was like, "Nope, you're staying on set. Don't worry. Just go in the other room. Go outside. Whatever it was. Go out. Go. You're good." He didn't even know who I was. He didn't know I had a role. He just thought I was a background person. Didn't even matter. But I made the call of like, all right, she's going to be here tomorrow. She's going to be at the... They're not going to let her in, but she's going to be at the door, and she's going to be waiting for me tonight even. Yeah. So I'm not even going to fuck this. I don't even want the role. Like, I was just in my head, it was like such a stupid fucking move. I'm sorry, that's just such a... That's one of those things. I never even tell anybody about that, because like, my good friends know about that, but like... Up until like even just like right now, I was so really just embarrassed of like I had a shot to have an IMDb credit and shit, like not just for like the background guy. No, this guy who people know, and I looked like him too. Like that's why they picked me. I wasn't for my acting. What the star's name was? I don't remember. It was a 70s porn star. 70s porn star. No, me neither. I didn't know the guy either. I didn't know his name. I told my dad, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this guy's a porn star." And I was like, "Oh, I'm playing a porn star. Okay."
Did they give you a stash?
I think I had my own actually, but no. Maybe I didn't. I just had long hair, and they cut it down to the 70s, like like the flowy. Like
not like a bob.
Kind of like a bob, but on a guy. Kind of like that. Like, not like I can't describe it. Like a teen pop star now.
Okay.
Like that's like a lot of the famous 70s guys, especially on screen, had this like waft of like. So my hair was down here, and they cut it into this like thing. I don't think I had a mustache. I was playing a young guy who's. I might have had the typical like porn stash though. I don't know. I don't remember. But listen, let's wrap this up. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. If you got, or you said you don't have anything to promote to the two people that are watching.
Hey, two people, just add me on Facebook. I'm banned for 30 days. Most likely.
Yeah, was your one label was Prince Atiba Morales, right?
Yes, Prince Atiba Morales, and then regular Atiba Morales.
And honestly, just follow-wise, this motherfucker is funny. He is a funny and you can tell. Honestly, you can really tell why. Man. Well, you can really tell also why you got kicked off too. Like every other one, you're like, this one might not make it. I don't know, but here's my thoughts on the matter.
Cracking down on hate speech, just saying.
Well, see, but you don't do hate speech.
You don't call it hate speech.
Yeah,
you know what?
Well, I know. This is what my problem is. You don't do hate speech. You just make funny jokes about really racy comments, about really racy topics.
But apparently, certain words count as hate speech, even though it's not a speech at all. It's just a word.
But this is what I mean by like you will take a thing like a racy thing like the word cunt.
Yes.
Use it in a very funny way, or just call somebody a cunt that was being a cunt, and they're like, well, like even if the other person isn't there complaining,
they pick up on it somehow. Like
people, other people complain. They don't fucking.
They have auto reports now too.
Like a computer system or something.
If you keep saying certain words, because something from like last year will get reported because
you know what
I got into the system somehow.
I heard. Must have been
real.
Well, I heard somebody. It must have been on a podcast or something. Somebody was talking about how you can get a warning for even humming a song because the system picks it up as a song. Oh, wow. That must have been what they were talking about. That kind of like a computerized. Yes. Okay, that makes more sense.
There's a lot of past posts where I said the word fag. And I never called anyone a fag. I just say the word.
You just say the word. Okay. It's a useful word. Yeah.
It's just fun to say. It's one syllable. It's easy. It goes with anything.
Yeah. It's a usable word. Yeah. It's like the. It's like it's hard to use another word in the place of the.
I'm going to fag store.
Yeah.
I'm going to the store.
Oh no, not even. It's just as useful as the. It's like you can't put as in the spot. So you can't say gay guy or whimsy. Like you can't say anything like there's no replacement for fag.
No.
It's like, oh, that guy.
It's just one of my favorite fag and bitches are two of my favorite words. And they just happen to be
also
they consider bad.
Two terms that if you use them the right way, yes, these things that are being done to you would make sense. You being canceled and stuff. If you were just going around and like going to like mom, like house moms, like Facebooks and being like, you stupid bitches, like just harassing people for no reason and not making it funny or anything.
That's hateful.
Get rid of that guy. Yeah, I get it. Give him a 30-day ban or whatever happens to you. I get that. But you're talking about some bitches.
Someone cheats me at a store and takes most of my money.
Yeah.
Bunch of fags.
Bunch of fucking fags. Yeah, that's the term for that. That's not. There's no other like.
I've never referred to a gay guy as a fag.
This is the thing, dude. Lucy Kay has a. Do you ever hear his bit about that?
No.
He's like, yeah. Hey, you just call him a faggot. Why? Because he was being a faggot. Yeah. He wasn't gay. He was just being a faggot. Like people in like people who say, oh, people from Phoenix are Phoenician. That's a faggy thing to say. Yeah. It's not necessarily gay. I don't care who you fuck. Yeah. It's faggy. Yeah. It's a fucking faggy thing to say. Yeah, he has that, and he has a whole thing about retard too. But you don't call people who are retarded. Yeah. Why would you do that? You call people who are being a fucking retard a fucking retard.
Which is another word they have a ban on Facebook. So if you write it, it'll get reported as retard.
I bet.
Like, and retarded is a legitimate word.
And
it just means slow.
And strangely enough, this kind of conversation could even be a reason this video might even be taken off of Facebook.
It'll be flagged
just for us talking about it. Yeah. It's so stupid. It's so fucking... But, look, I really appreciate you doing this. Thank you very much. This is Atiba Morales, stand-up comedian, soon to be doing work on stage again whenever we're allowed to.
Yes.
And
this Rona is over.
Whenever.
I promise not to be a fan.
So, tell us a joke, Atiba.
Leave us a joke.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Shit. I'm just going to leave this. Oh, this is not a touchscreen, that's why.
Oh, I thought it was.